Yo! Who's this? Oh my god. Who's this? Sorry, it took a little while. Ask and you shall receive. Sorry, it took a little while. I just responded to a girl that I am talking to, and I felt I couldn't ignore her entirely, because she's quite fun to speak to. So, doing that is what took some time. Very sus. Sussy buckle. How are you guys doing? A girl. They're so yucky. Gross. What? A girl? I could never. She's very fun so far. I'm just being myself. I'm just being a bean, you know. I got my beans out, and I'm not allowing myself to not be my bean. Look at the Rizzler, the Rizzward. No, Rizzard Wizard, the Rizzler. I've seen so many I saw like almost a whole poem, just almost a whole half a page maybe, of just different like Riz, what have you. I didn't read it because I was like, well, okay, interesting. Let's go, Poggies. Big ol' boobas. God damn. God damn, I say god damn. Booba. Boobest. Holy shit. How many of those do I have? I haven't even checked. Aren't you like an editor of the 7TV? I think I added you as one forever ago. Let's do this real quick, yeah. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. La 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 la. It's possible. I wouldn't even know how to. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't think many people use 7TV, which is why I like had the link to the site for so long. Good luck, Waterfox. Fare thee well, I say. Ooh. Fare thee well. I do like using it. Me too. I do like using. It's nice to get high. I mean, what? What are we? Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I want to get the music playing again. Yeah. That would be fantastic. Faux so. Faux. So faux. Faux show. Southern. Sofo. Francisco. Right? Sofo? Southern Francisco? I don't know. Me neither. I don't know. I feel like my voice is a little weak. Well, not weak per se. I'm just like zen, you know? I'm all kinds of zen at the moment, so it's an interesting experience, and I'm not quite sure how to not smack my. I did not mean to do that. How are you doing, Raka? Weak. Sedge. Weak. Yeah, that's why I wrote might be a shorter stream tonight. It's also Saturday, and I mostly do it mostly do it to hang out with people, with you guys. What's up, Diabolic? So, if there are fewer people, makes for fewer conversations and what have you. And also fewer listeners, because I do enjoy having people actually listen. It's a fun time. Yeah. It's a good time. How you doing, Diabolic? I've become an XQC chat. XQCL. I love it. Okay-ish. Oh, yeah. I get that, Baka. I don't think I've done any voice acting stuff since Thursday or something like that. Or any... I've done writing, of course. Well, just clicking on keys. But you can call anything writing these days, can't you? Like chatting into a Discord chat, that's writing. Chatting into Twitch chat, that's also writing, in a way. Expressing yourself, communicating, whether to yourself or to others. It's an endeavor that is endeavorous. Have you been tired, or what's going on? I mean, it's weekend, you know, you can't be too strict on yourself on the weekend. Speaking of not being too strict on yourself, I bought some candy, and I'm not even in the mood to have candy, on the way home from the gym, from the gym. I've just put it in my cupboard. I was like, first, I forgot that I was going to stream, so if I hadn't streamed, I probably would consume all the candy, just because I'm a fat fuck, and I love it, and I fucking love it. Oh my god, I love it. And, yeah, indulging. Brain go fart sound effect too. Yeah. Brain no good, no work. Well, that's fair. Lots of thinking, too much thinking. Not enough doing, yeah. I get that all the time. I'm like, it's going on. It's comfortable to think sometimes. And sometimes less comfortable to do, because that involves judging yourself. When you do something, whether involuntarily or not, you're going to judge yourself. You're going to be critical of your work. And that's what I try to do when I write at this point. Just separate myself from what I'm doing. It's very difficult. What are these noises? Do you guys hear that? What's some lekman? Ah. And the Cadillacs. These are IKEA things, right? Yeah. No gravy sauce to go with our meatballs? What the fuck? I've been doing that too much again lately. That's fair. Thinking about dumb shit. Sometimes you gotta be dumb to be smart, right? You gotta prevent yourself from being too critical. I know you are, Baka. It to an extent can be good for you. But when you're like... When you always expect this consistency to the highest level, it can drain you, you know? I'm excited to get back into... I'm also too moist. Oh, baby. Why'd you have to say that? Now you got me going. God damn. Whew. Moist. Oh, I forgot I was gonna... That's why I'm looking this way. I'm looking towards my third monitor. And I was like, why am I looking here all this time? And then I remember Frankenstein, the music. I'm also too moist. My package is moist. What? Oh, ballsack. There we are. Good to hear that you're, still keeping yourself going, doing, just being you, man. Good to hear that you're alive and well, okay-ish. It's very good to hear. We need you, alright? I need you. Your second girlfriend needs you. Sometimes your mother, sometimes your father, and we are here. I am your first girlfriend, alright, so never forget. I will hold you to a standard that will elevate you to the highest degree, and people will regard you as one of the most prolific of all time, if you just be by my side, as I'll be by yours, my dearest. How am I the first? I'm hurt, alright? Don't you remember our anniversary? When you were 25 and I was 26? Because you are definitely not a lot younger than I am. There we are. Oh shit, she apologized. She's growing. First of timming. I know that's what you intended, you bastard. Tim the first in terms of timming. Not timing, definitely not. You used that 100% on purpose, and I appreciate that. No, sadly, your second girlfriend, she came first. Probably both literally and figuratively. But that's besides the point. I was the second. But I am the first. And I will be the first. And I will keep being the first. Until the day we die. And I'll die first, which means I'll still be first. Alright? Winning in every race. Okay. Kido. 4 years. Double the time. Fucking. So what, huh? So, okay. Is last more important than first? Well, when it comes to... See, never mind. It's too far. When it comes to... It's too far. Should we, get into some, recording? I'm glad to hear you're all doing well. It's Saturday. It's a lovely day. And what we have before us is fantastic. I'm trying to gauge who is speaking. Okay. The narrator is speaking. Okay, that's fantastic. Gotcha. Oh man, I had the most fantastic... I think that's why I'm cruising. I think that's why I'm feeling so just leveled. I had the most fantastic, the most fun time playing D&D yesterday. For almost 8 hours straight. Well, not straight, we did have breaks. But, damn. Oh, it makes me miss acting so much. Improvising and what have you. And I'm so looking forward to it, the 31st, when it starts. L nerd. Oh yeah. L nerd. L L L L L L. Yeah. Speaking of something to look forward to, which I'm not necessarily, I'm gonna start going back to school on Monday. I'm not entirely sure why. Mostly to get some money, because we get paid for studying, just as a sort of, when you have below a certain threshold of income, you can choose to get, well, apply for receiving some money to learn to read. Exactly. I wish, man. That would be sick. But, yeah, I'm gonna do 3 courses, which is interesting because I only got recompense for the 75%, but the courses I'm doing is 100%. Yes, that's how we have it here in Sweden. And that's the yeah. As long as you get the points, you know, Sweden is here for you to study. And we do have some of the best schools. Not saying that's what's going to happen for me, though. I don't think the school that I'm going to, which is distance education, is the best type of school. But, mean Sweden. Sweden, you are so mean. You pay your students to study. I don't have friends who want to play with me. What? I am sure you do. The difficult part is finding someone, if you don't have any friends who have played before. The difficult part might be finding someone who wants to Dungeon Master, because that's pretty important to play. Yeah, so typically the one who takes the first step was like, we should play D&D. That's the person who has to DM. Oh, you do? Well, see, there you go. You're not coping, you're just making excuses. 4, holy shit. Hello? Oh, look at this guy, look at this dude. Look at this dude who doesn't even know fucking fuck. Oh, I don't like one of them. I thought you said I don't like any of them. That would be terrible. 3 don't like me. Well, you can just ask, right? It doesn't hurt. Be like, hey, I've been thinking of, I've heard good things about D&D. You DM, right? Do you want to get together and, like, play it sometime? Because you won't... Well, never mind. You won't ever get to enjoy the thing if you don't ask for the thing, you know? That'd be fun, let's do it. 20 times. Fair. So you should be like, okay, let's do it. When's the best time to start? If you always have someone or someones, if you're a group of friends, I'm always the one who's like, okay, let's decide on this. I give options between 1 and 2. Let's say we're starting Friday or Sunday. I'm like, if everyone says, yeah, I'm good for both days, okay, I'll say, yeah, let's do Friday. That's the soonest. And people are like, okay. You just gotta be, sometimes a person has to be the decision maker, because making decisions is difficult for many people, especially the neurodivergent. I think you've said you are in some ways. But yeah, enough of the teaching. I'm not a fucking teacher. I'm not here to educate anyone. I gotta stop my talking. Never. I will never stop my talking. I will never stop my teaching. Because I enjoy talking. What do you say we start? It'll be a good time for you. I promise. I promise. Maybe it won't, actually. Never mind. Can't guarantee it, but it is what you put into it. Much like anything in life. Such laughing at you if I imply that I'm not neurodivergent. Ah, gotcha. Well, I mean, depending. She's probably the one who knows you best. Besides you. Fantastico. We were soon joined by Elizabeth. Time had altered her since I last beheld her. It had endowed her with loveliness surpassing the beauty of her childish years. There was the same candour, the same vivacity, but it was allied to an expression more full of sensibility and intellect. She welcomed me with the greatest affection. "Your arrival, my dear cousin," said she, "fills me with hope. You perhaps will find some means to justify my poor guiltless Justine. Alas, who is safe, if she be convicted of crime? I rely on her innocence as certainly as I do upon my own. Our misfortune is doubly hard to us. We have not only lost that lovely darling boy, but this poor girl, whom I sincerely love, is to be torn away by even a worse fate. If she is condemned, I shall never know joy more. But she will not, I am sure she will not, and then I shall be happy again, even after the sad death of my little William." "She is innocent, my Elizabeth," said I, "and that shall be proved. Fear nothing. But let your spirit be cheered by the assurance of her acquittal. How kind and generous you are. Everyone else believes in her guilt, and that made me wretched, for I knew that it was impossible, and to see everyone else prejudiced in so deadly a manner rendered me hopeless and despairing." She wept. Dearest niece, said my father, "dry your tears. If she is, as you believe, innocent, rely on the justice of our laws, and the activity with which I shall prevent the slightest shadow of partiality." I was not expecting that to be the end of the chapter. Amazing. Fantastic. I farted. Chapter 8. We passed a few sad hours until 11 o'clock, when the trial was to commence. My father and the rest of the family being obliged to attend as witnesses, I accompanied them to the court. During the whole of this wretched mockery of justice I suffered living torture. It was to be decided whether the results of my curiosity and lawless devices would cause the death of two of my fellow beings. One a smiling babe full of innocence and joy, the other far more dreadfully murdered, with every aggravation of infamy that could make the murderer memorable and horror. Justine also was a girl of merit and possessed qualities which promised to render her life happy. Now all was to be obliterated in an ignominious grave, and I the cause. 1,000 times rather would I have confessed myself guilty of the crime ascribed to Justine, but I was absent when it was committed, and such a declaration would have been considered as the ravings of a madman, and would not have been exculpated her who suffered through me. The appearance of Justine was calm. She was dressed in mourning, and her countenance, always engaging, was rendered, by the solemnity of her feelings, exquisitely beautiful. Yet she appeared confident in innocence, and did not tremble, although gazed on and execrated by thousands, for all the kindness which her beauty might otherwise have excited was obliterated. was obliterated in the minds of the spectators by the imagination of the enormity she was supposed to have committed. She was tranquil, yet her tranquillity was evidently constrained, and as her confusion had before been adduced as a proof of her guilt, she worked up her mind to an appearance of courage. When she entered the court, she threw her eyes round it and quickly discovered where we were seated. A tear seemed to dim her eye when she saw us, but she quickly recovered herself, and a look of sorrowful affection seemed to attest her utter guiltlessness. Oh. I can tell it's been a while since I've done any voice work. I haven't, Baka. That sounds sick, though. A giant Dark Souls 3 mod. Like a DLC type of mod? New content and everything? Oh, ooh. The trial began, and after the advocate against her had stated the charge, several witnesses were called. Several strange facts combined against her, which might have staggered anyone who had not such proof of her innocence as I had. She had been out the whole of the night on which the murder had been committed, and towards morning had been perceived by a market woman not far from the spot where the body of the murdered child had been afterwards found. The woman asked her what she did there, but she looked very strangely and only returned a confused and unintelligible answer. She returned to the house about 8 o'clock, and when one inquired where she had been, and when one inquired where she had passed the night, she replied that she had been looking for the child and demanded earnestly if anything had been heard concerning him. When shown the body, she fell into violent hysterics and kept her bed for several days. The picture was then produced, which the servant had found in her pocket, and when Elizabeth, in a faltering voice, proved that it was the same which, an hour before the child had been missed, she had placed round his neck, a murmur of horror and indignation filled the court. Justine was called on for her defense. As the trial had proceeded, her countenance had altered. Surprise, horror, and misery were strongly expressed. Sometimes she struggled with her tears, but when she was desired to plead, she collected her powers and spoke in an audible, although variable, voice. Sick. Thank you, Kevin. Hope you are well, my brother. Oh, Asmongold reacting to it. Sick. I can't watch him anymore. His reaction videos. I just find myself skipping ahead and like playing it at 2 times the speed. In the past I've been able to do it, but now I can't. I don't know why. I can imagine 2 years. I mean, that's probably not even enough time to be even close to finished. Depending on how large the project is, of course. That's cool. God knows, she said, how entirely I am innocent. But I do not pretend that my protestations should acquit me. I rest my innocence on a plain and simple explanation of the facts which have been adduced against me, and I hope the character I have always borne will incline my judges to a favourable interpretation where any circumstance appears doubtful or suspicious. She then related that, by the permission of Elizabeth, she had passed the evening of the night on which the murder had been committed at the house of an aunt at Chin, a village situated at about a league from Geneva. On her return at about 9 o'clock, she met a man who asked her if she had seen anything of the child who was lost. She was alarmed by this account and passed several hours in looking for him, when the gates of Geneva were shut, and she was forced to remain several hours of the night in a barn belonging to a cottage, being unwilling to call upon the inhabitants to whom she was well known. Most of the night she spent here watching,
Towards morning, she believed that she slept for a few minutes. Some steps disturbed her, and she awoke. It was dawn, and she quitted her asylum, that she might again endeavour to find my brother. If she had gone near the spot where his body lay, it was without her knowledge. That she had been bewildered when questioned by the market woman was not surprising, since she had passed a sleepless night, and the fate of poor William was yet uncertain. Concerning the picture, she could give no account. "I know," continued the unhappy victim. Oh, never mind. That's still Elizabeth. That's funny. That's funny. Oh, really? Yeah, okay, fair. I've been told that the DLC has some harder boss fights, which is good because I found the boss fights in the main game DC can be really easy as you move to defeat all. Yeah, the Dark Souls 3 was probably one of the easier ones, I would say. But it also depends on your build. Like you can make the game so easy. Any of the Dark Souls games so easy. Very much depends on what route you go. You know. That's fun though. "I know," continued the unhappy victim, "how heavily and fatally this one circumstance weighs against me, but I have no power of explaining it, and when I have expressed my utter ignorance, I am only left to conjecture concerning the probabilities. And when I have expressed my utter ignorance, I am only left to conjecture concerning the probabilities by which it might have been placed in my pocket. But here also I am checked. I believe that I have no enemy on earth, and none surely would have been so wicked as to destroy me wantonly. Did the murderer place it there? I know of no opportunity afforded him for doing so. Or, if I had, why should he have stolen the jewel, to part with it again so soon? I commit my cause to the justice of my judges, yet I see no room for hope. I beg permission to have a few witnesses examined concerning my character, and if their testimony shall not overweigh my supposed guilt, I must be condemned, although I would pledge my salvation on my innocence." Several witnesses were called. American accent? Several witnesses were called who had known her for many years, and they spoke well of her. But fear and hatred of the crime of which they had supposed her guilty rendered them timorous and unwilling to come forward. Elizabeth saw even this last resource, her excellent dispositions and irreproachable conduct, about to fail the accused, when, although violently agitated, she desired permission to address the court. Amazing. What the fuck is that comment? Mr. Blankies, did you have a good time at least? God damn. It's still, yeah, true. I do want to play Bloodborne at some point. Wrong stream? I think not. Go on, do tell, my friend. Do tell. There are no qualms with your comments. We enjoy sharing happiness. It depends if you enjoyed it or not, I guess. But yeah. You know, I don't think I have a favorite game. Well, I think The Last of Us 2 actually took it. Before it might have been. I've always enjoyed Telltale Borderlands series. The first Walking Dead has been great from Telltale. But I think The Last of Us 2 would probably be my favorite. Absolutely, yeah, the second one. I've never been so emotionally attached to characters and so moved, and just much like how I feel when I'm rewatching Breaking Bad. I realize when I watch Breaking Bad that so much of my memory has been lost. It's almost like my first time watching it again, and I'm so happy for that. It's insane, incredible. But yeah, the writing and the character development and the backstory and all that.
Cotton
Holy
eats
shit,
Mama,
Joe!
just subscribe.
Sick.
We just had
You got a
Twitch
baby.
Yeah, cutie.
We'll call a baby, motherfucker. God damn. Thank you so much, Cotton Eye Joe. We got a motherfucking baby. We'll just call him a motherfucker. The ending ruins it. I think it makes it so much better because you don't want the characters to fight each other. I found myself just like, no, stop. I don't want this. And that's what makes it so much better. The pacing is true. I didn't play it. I only watched it at mostly 2 times the speed. So that did definitely help with the pacing. But if I were to play myself, I'd probably skip a lot of just roaming around. Even though the world building, I think, is pretty good. You are late on child support. Well, the child isn't even born. Well, just born, I guess. I'm sorry. What do you want, Mama? How much do you want, Mama? How much can I kiss you, while also providing for the baby, hmm? How much can I kiss you with my lips and my tongue? Welcome back, Border Fox. What you got there? This one's for America. You should send that in the Discord, so I can watch it later. I can kiss your ass. Oh, baby. That's very forward. I was not expecting that. Ooh. Ooh. I disagree, Baka. I definitely disagree. You know how I like it. Oh, the Lego movie? I haven't watched it. I haven't seen that. Interesting. That's up to you, Autofox. You can send it wherever you want. I don't mind. I'll react to it later. How you doing, Joe? Thank you so much again for the subscription. Any subscribers? Any primers? Any gifters? Any 1-bit givers? I gotta do my daily begging, you know? Gotta get my coffee in the morning. Oh, if you want to send it in the Discord, you can put it in the videos. If you want to put it in the stream Discord, Waterfox, that'd be good. Lego movie ain't bad. Oh, very cheesy and cheap. Love that. Hey, sick. Thank you so much, Diablo. Holy shit! I can't believe it. My goodness gracious. Morning spot of tea. Well, cheers to you. I've also got tea without the tea bag. You know, it's got water, honey, and citron. Lemon. I got tea without the tea. How are you? I'm alright, mate. Like I mentioned in the Discord, I'm kind of like cruising. I've been so dopamine fueled that I'm like, I don't need to do anything. I'm fine. Like, it's a strange feeling, I must admit. But I'm like, I don't want to do anything. I'm fine with where things are. I still want to do this though, because there's so much to gain from it. But a part of me is just satisfied. For better or for worse. My dope, yes, for sure. You know, I tried methamphetamine not too long ago. And this is a better feeling. Like, I almost feel like I'm on Adderall again. And that was, yeah, good time. Good to see you again, Joe. Yeah, the way they did it. I mean, that. I think the way they did it, though, Baka, it was meant to induce a certain type of feeling for you. I mean, the hatred you feel just after that huge event. And it's like, oh, you gotta take it slow again. You gotta learn how this character is a human being who's making these decisions purely based on what's happened in the past. And, I mean, just having to go through that. And at the end, caring for the character. At least that's what I did. And feeling for the character. Crazy. And then, like, these two forces meet at the end. And you're like, stop. I'm puking. I can't take it. Stop. It's incredible. Pretend it's a baby. Oh, I get what you mean. Love it. Most things feel better than meth. Oh shit. Well, that's fair. I agree. Yeah, for sure. For sure the pacing needs some speeding up. I want a cat too. Yeah, the two siblings, yeah. I mean what's it called? The resemblance of the first and the second game. Like when you start playing as Abby and you know, start taking care of the youngster. And you see the similarities between Joel and Abby from the first game Joel and then second game Abby. It's quite interesting, you know. Cute cat piss. Lots of cute cat piss incoming. I'm also a huge fangirl for Laura Bailey, who who was the voice actor, well, mocap actor for Abby as well. So, her acting is just supreme. I agree, Bach. But to be fair, some parts of it, although I don't think death threats are deserved, some parts of it, you know, shows the game is working. The developers intended for you to feel feelings, and you felt feelings and emotions, and some people just can't take that, and they put the blame on the developers, but and those who are part of the game. But you can't fault them for succeeding in what they were trying to do. I think it is fantastic. What kind of cat do you want, Waterfox? How dare you make me feel my own feelings? I at the end of the day, you know, I can't control how you feel. It is up to you how you react to what's displayed, you know. I would love to control you as much as possible, but I just cannot. And when you put that on me, that responsibility for your feelings and your reactions, I feel like I'm separated from this equation, you know? Because 1 + 1 = 3 in the argument, you know? But the discussion has nothing substantial, yes? What? True. Not a naked cat. True. Interesting. I mean, it's subjective, Marka, you know. I didn't think the ending was bad. So, in that endeavor, the developers got what they wanted, you know. I think you're a French relationship therapist. It's close enough. Probably. I think you're true. You're true? Yes. You are true. You are the essence of truth. Your soul speaks through this channel, this funnel that never misses, you know? You hit the marks on every... You're like a sniper in a war, and your targets are the truth, and you hit them headshot every time, not even any recoil, you know? You don't get damaged, but the target is always hit. The mark is never missed. My soul speaks pig. .360 no scope, 1v1 me and Dust. I don't know. I don't think I'm the exception. I think you've just heard a lot of not evocative, the vocal majority, you know, the vocal bunch who think that the ending is bad and not have you when the game is bad, because people much more enjoy the negative and the drama more so than the praising and the positive. I think a lot of people did enjoy. But there are different ways to enjoy. Exactly. True. The one who has been hit by the mark too accurately most times cannot contain their reaction, so they have to put it out in the world. They have to act out, if you will. I am, said she, the cousin of the unhappy child who was murdered, or rather his sister, for I was educated by and have lived with his parents ever since, and even long before his birth. It may therefore be judged indecent in me to come forward on this occasion, but when I see a fellow creature about to perish through the cowardice of her pretended friends, I wish to be allowed to speak, that I may say what I know, or that I may say what I know of her character. I am well acquainted with the accused. I have lived in the same house with her, at one time for 5, and at another for nearly 2 years. During all that period she appeared to me the most amiable and benevolent of human creatures. She nursed Madame Frankenstein, my aunt, in her last illness, with the greatest affection and care, and afterwards attended her own mother during a tedious illness, in a manner that excited the admiration of all who knew her, after which she was again lived in my uncle's house, where she was beloved by all the family. She was warmly attached to the child who is now dead, and acted towards him like my most affectionate mother. For my own part, I do not hesitate to say that, notwithstanding all the evidence produced against her, I believe and rely on her perfect innocence. She had no temptation for such an action. As to the bauble on which the chief proof rests, if she had earnestly desired it, I should have willingly given it to her. So much do I esteem and value her. A murmur of approbation followed Elizabeth's simple and powerful appeal, but it was excited by her generous interference, and not in favour of poor Justine, on whom the public indignation was turned with renewed violence, charging her with the blackest ingratitude. She herself wept as Elizabeth spoke, but she did not answer. My own agitation and anguish was extreme during the whole trial. I believed in her innocence. I knew it. Could the demon who had, I did not for a minute doubt, murdered my brother also in his hellish sport, have betrayed the innocent to death? Have betrayed the innocent to death and ignominy? I could not sustain the horror of my situation, and when I perceived that the popular voice and the countenances of the judges had already condemned my unhappy victim, I rushed out of the court in agony. The tortures of the accused did not equal mine. She was sustained by innocence, but the fangs of remorse tore my bosom and would not forgo their hold. I passed a night of unmingled wretchedness. In the morning I went to the court. My lips and throat were parched. I dared not ask the fatal question, but I was known, and the officer guessed the cause of my visit. The ballots had been thrown. They were all black, and Justine was condemned. I cannot pretend to describe what I then felt. I had before experienced sensations of horror, and I have endeavoured to bestow upon them adequate expressions, but words cannot convey an idea of the heart-sickening despair that I then endured. The person to whom I addressed myself added that Justine had already confessed her guilt. That evidence, he observed, was hardly required in so glaring a case, but I am glad of it, and indeed none of our judges like to condemn a criminal upon circumstantial evidence, be it ever so decisive. This was strange and unexpected intelligence. What could it mean? Had my eyes deceived me? And was I really as mad as the whole world would believe me to be if I disclosed the object of my suspicions? I hastened to return home, and Elizabeth eagerly demanded the result. "My cousin," replied I, "it is decided, as you may have expected. All judges had rather that 10 innocent should suffer than that one guilty should escape. But she has confessed." This was a dire blow to poor Elizabeth, who had relied with firmness upon Justine's innocence. "Alas," said she, how shall I ever again believe in human goodness? Justine, whom I loved and esteemed as my sister, how could she put on those smiles of innocence only to betray? Her mild eyes seemed incapable of any severity or guile, and yet she has committed a murder." Soon after we heard that the poor victim had expressed a desire to see my cousin. Soon after we heard that the poor victim had expressed a desire to go see my cousin. My father wished her not to go, but said that he left it to her own judgment and feelings to decide. "Yes," said Elizabeth, "I will go, although she is guilty, and you, Victor, shall accompany me. I cannot go alone." The idea of this visit was torture to me, yet I could not refuse. Big background energy. I'm just second monitor content. Thank you, Waterfox. The Wolframogus. Yeah, it's pretty good. I agree. The Telltale became quite scrupulous after the second one. I tend to agree. I'm on third monitor. I understand. I will leave now. I must be. I see how it is. I'll be right back. Please, don't go anywhere. Don't leave me, for I wish you to stay. I'll be back.
Need to pee. My bladder is exploding. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you loads, alright?
Big fart. Big fart. Oh, fuck.
Break my backrest. Break.
Oh, that was 20 Minuten. Oh. Important business. Don't be sorry, alright? I may be your second or third monitor, and accept that fact as it stands. I will have nothing more to say. I just appreciate you guys actually, supporting yours truly. Monitor 1 and 2 are both cat pics. I love it. Beautiful. Oh, that's cool, Balka. Yeah, for sure. Sick. He's a video essayist. Oh my goodness. Where were we? We entered the gloomy prison chamber and beheld Justine sitting on some straw at the farther end. Her hands were manacled and her head rested on her knees. She rose on seeing us enter, and when we were left alone with her, she threw herself at the feet of Elizabeth, weeping bitterly. My cousin wept also. "Oh, Justine," said she, "why did you rob me of my last consolation? I relied on your innocence, and although I was then very wretched, I was not so miserable as I now am." And do you also believe that I am so very, very wicked? Do you also join with my enemies to crush me? To condemn me as a murderer? Her voice was suffocated with sobs. "Rise, my poor girl," said Elizabeth. "Why do you kneel if you are innocent? I am not one of your enemies. I believed you guiltless, notwithstanding every evidence, until I heard that you had yourself declared your guilt. That report, you say, is false, and be assured, dear Justine, that nothing can shake my confidence in you, for a moment, but your own confession." I did confess, but I confessed a lie. I confessed that I might obtain absolution, but now that falsehood lies heavier at my heart than all my other sins, the God of heaven forgive me. Ever since I was condemned, my confessor has besieged me. He threatened and menaced, until I almost began to think that I was the monster that he said I was. He threatened excommunication and hellfire at my last moments if I continued obdurate. Dear lady, I had none to support me. All looked on me as a wretch doomed to ignominy and perdition. What could I do? In an evil hour I subscribed to a lie, and now only am I truly miserable. She paused, weeping, and then continued. I thought with horror, my sweet lady, that you should believe your Justine, whom your blessed aunt had so highly honoured, and whom you loved, was a creature capable of a crime which none but the devil himself could have perpetrated. Dear William, dearest blessed child, I soon shall see you again in heaven, where we shall all be happy, and that consoles me, going as I am to suffer ignominy and death. Oh, Justine, forgive me for having one moment distrusted you. Why did you confess? But do not mourn, dear girl. Do not fear. I will prove your innocence. I will melt the stony hearts of your enemies by my tears and prayers. You shall not die. You, my playfellow, my companion, my sister, perish on the scaffold. No. No. I never could survive so horrible a misfortune. Justine shook her head mournfully. I do not fear to die, she said. That pang is past. God raises my weakness and gives me courage to endure the worst. I leave a sad and bitter world. And if you remember me and think of me as one unjustly condemned, I am resigned to the fate awaiting me. Learn from me, dear lady, to submit in patience to the will of heaven. During this conversation, I had retired to a corner of the prison room, where I could conceal the horrid anguish that possessed me. Despair. Who dared talk of that? The poor victim, who on the morrow was to pass the awful boundary between life and death, felt not, as I did, such deep and bitter agony. I gnashed my teeth and ground them together, uttering a groan that came from my inmost soul. Justine started. When she saw who it was, she approached me and said, Dear sir, you are very kind to visit me. You, I hope, do not believe that I am guilty. I could not answer. No, Justine, said Elizabeth. He is more convinced of your innocence than I was, for even when he heard that you had confessed, he did not credit it. I truly thank you. In these last moments, I feel the sincerest gratitude towards those who think of me with kindness. How sweet is the affection of others to such a wretch as I am. It removes me. It removes more than half my misfortune, and I feel as if I could die in peace now that my innocence is acknowledged by you, dear lady, and your cousin. Thus the poor sufferer tried to comfort others and herself. She indeed gained the resignation she desired, but I, the true murderer, felt the never dying worm alive in my bosom, which allowed of no hope or consolation. Elizabeth also wept and was unhappy, but hers also was the misery of innocence, which, like a cloud that passes over the fair moon, for a while hides but cannot tarnish its brightness. Anguish and despair had penetrated into the core of my heart. I bore a hell within me, which nothing could extinguish. We stayed several hours with Justine, and it was with great difficulty that Elizabeth could tear herself away. I wish, cried she, that I were to die with you. I cannot live in this world of misery. Justine assumed an air of cheerfulness, while she with difficulty repressed her bitter tears. She embraced Elizabeth and said in a voice of half-suppressed emotion, Farewell, sweet lady, dearest Elizabeth, my beloved and only friend. May heaven, in its bounty, bless and preserve you. May this be the last misfortune that you will ever suffer. Live, and be happy, and make others so. And on the morrow, Justine died. Elizabeth's heart-rending eloquence failed to move the judges from their settled conviction in the criminality of the saintly sufferer. My passionate and indignant appeals were lost upon them, and when I received their cold answers and heard the harsh, unfeeling reasoning of these men, my purposed avowal died away on my lips. Thus I might proclaim myself a madman, but not revoke the sentence passed upon my wretched victim. She perished on the scaffold as a murderess. From the tortures of my own heart, I turned to contemplate the deep and voiceless grief of my Elizabeth. This also was my doing, and my father's woe, and the desolation of that late, so smiling home, all was the work of my thrice accursed hands. Ye weep, unhappy ones, but these are not your last tears. Again shall you raise the funeral wail, and the sound of your lamentations shall again and again be heard. Frankenstein, your son, your kinsman, your early, much beloved friend, he who would spend each vital drop of blood for your sakes, who has no thought nor sense of joy, except as it is mirrored also in your dear countenances, who would fill the air with blessings and spend his life in serving you. He bids you weep, to shed countless tears, happy beyond his hopes, if thus inexorable fate be satisfied, and if the destruction pause before the peace, of the grave have succeeded to your sad torments. Thus spoke my prophetic soul, as, torn by remorse, horror, and despair, I beheld those I loved spend vain sorrow upon the graves of William and Justine, the first hapless victims to my unhallowed arts. Sick. What good timing with the music to stop then, too. Ella, 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 ella. This is good. I like this book. Oh. Passion prevails. I got the last of my... Oh, sorry. I got so into it. I didn't even realize there was a chat here. I'm sorry for ignoring you guys. I got the last of my new computer parts. Sick. You start setting your boy streaming some music soon. Sick. God damn. Yeah. Yeah, you should get the essays just rolling, you know? Just for the hell of the practice. Because perfection, or practice beats perfection. So just getting the things out there is good. Just for the practice of it. That's awesome. Damn, you must do a lot of writing too. Like, you know, being in school, then writing on the side, and then writing even more for those essays. That's fair. I think I'm gonna stop narrating actually. Stop here. Tomorrow is Sunday. Tomorrow I want to narrate and also play the guitar. This would be fantastic. Not sure what games I want to talk about, which not. Yeah, you should, I mean, you're a YouTube watcher. You should see what essays do well. Like what topics you should cover and stuff. And then maybe make some ideas for 10 videos or something. Just to get the ball rolling. So you don't have to like upload one here and then work like a month. You know, one there. So it's more like maybe streamlined. You have some backup stuff. That way, when your idea is more polished, you get more feedback. And so any future content will be thinking of that feedback. I'm talking out of my ass, but yeah. Thoughts. She's a thought. America. America. We are living in America. Fuck yeah! Sick. I love it. Disappointed. Ow, ow. The timing. Alright. Ooh, but none of them are good. Oh, shit. My disappointment is endless. My day is ruined. I love it. And my day is ruined.
I want to know what barriers in the U.S.
Barriers in the U.S. America, fuck yeah. I want to get some snacks and just be fat America. That's for me. Oh, sushi. You bastard. You best fucking share that with the rest of me. Your favorite girlfriend. You best not be a cheap hooker. Huh? Oh. America. Did you hear about that 6-year-old that shot his teacher in New Jersey yesterday? What the fuck? Because America. No, I didn't. Won't be alive anymore when I return. You're gonna kill me? Oh, is it a plan to poison me with the sushi that you're gonna give me? I see how it is. God damn. No, I still want to be live. I just don't know what more I want to do. I kind of just want to hang out for a little bit, I guess. Some hearts. Oh, it's Machinosaur, that's right. Shot 4 outside of school around the corner from my house. Wow, 4? I don't even know it's like the kind of stuff in my news anymore so common. Good lord. That's fucked up. What the fuck? What just happened? That's messed up, dude. Why do people have to kill others? It is food bar. Everything's food bar. Everything about America's food bar. You think, you would think the richest country in the world would have less of that, right? Huh. But with richness comes greed, does it not? If not greed for the money, then maybe for power, influence. Is it raining outside? It is. That's what the noise is. It's crazy. Cray, cray dog. Cray, cray. 24 hours enough over here. Holy shit. 24 hours on, 48 hours off. That sucks. Hope he gets the big bucks, you know? Because that's a, well, unless you like helping people. Never mind. Helping people is good, you know? That's crazy. What a guy. What an absolute guy. Gunshots, overdoses. Education? Really? Dang. Gun butts. Many gun butts. What's your favorite gun, everybody? What's your favorite gun to kill? Never mind. That's an edgy joke. Ooh, I've really fucking... I want to play High on Life. But I also want to watch it, because I don't want to play it on stream. But I don't want to play it off stream either. But I want to play it. But I want to watch it too. But I don't have anyone good to watch. I want to see the rest of High on Life. It's fun. Lots of gun stuff. Less children killing. Except one part. I don't know the difference between 911 and a doctor's office. Fucking, yeah, that sucks. Yeah. Got that, what is it, the Fifth Amendment? No, not the Fifth, not, plead the Fifth. What is it, the third, second? Is it the Second Commandment? Third Commandment? Commandment? Of, being able to freaking own a gun or rifle or whatever. What's up, Daniel? I got a question. A few hours back, my friend said to me, "Call me back," but what I heard was Tommy back. So I was like, "Who's Tommy?" My friend said Tommy Hilfiger, so I bought him a Tommy Hilfiger shirt and walked to his house and gave it to him. He asked what the occasion was for this gift. I say, "Tommy back," and he's just calling me back right now. Think I should pick up? Wow. That was terrible. I loved it. Tommy back. Interesting. It is Second Amendment, yeah. Organized militia. Damn. What for, though? What are you gonna organize militia for? Having guerrillas out in the suburban streets. In the urban streets. Messed up, dude. Messed the heck up. That was a... Do you have another one, Daniel? Did you come up with that one yourself, or was it at Google? I think you came up with it yourself, I want to say. Daniel. You got any bits for that TTS? The joke telling? Oh, what's this? Great. Hello! Oh, hello, Kevin. You'd be surprised how many red cheeks? I thought you said green cheeks. Red cheeks. So much ass slapping. What does red checks mean? Part of the organized militia. Just imagine like in a football game, got the red card. Gotta get out of here. That's probably not it though. Oh, rednecks. God, that makes more sense. Yes, for sure. Oh yeah. I probably would be surprised, but I can imagine it's pretty terrible, especially in the southern regions. A rural gun enthusiast. Goddamn, I need me a fucking every kinds of caliber out here. This is me jerking off my guns because I enjoy seeing them pop off. Goddamn, that makes me hard as a fucking brick. Guns, bitches. Guns and bitches. Guns and hoes and bitches. sucks. Well, I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. It's blackpilled, but America's not going to improve much at all. In that sense, I don't think it's going to take at least a century, I'd say, before any gun changes are made. And even then, I don't know. I wonder at which point robots probably going to come in soon. Yeah, I mean, they got their own armies, apparently. The organized militia. Those southern folk, they got the southern disposition to bear arms and make their own army. Golly. Yeah, nuts. You do? Of course you do. What's your favorite weapon, Joe? What's your favorite weapon, Kevin? You know you know Kevin's. You know Kevin's. You know guns, Kevin. What's your favorite one? Go gun laws, man. Oh, it's the Second Amendment. It's going to be hard to change. You can't change the Second Amendment. I mean, first off, you got to get it down the list. Maybe like making the 10th Amendment or something. Even then, that's going to be fucking decades. Dozens of decades. And then on top of that, yeah, fucking getting it removed and then putting restrictions on it. Yeah, that's asking for too much. That right there, that's a recipe for disaster. I mean, it's already a disaster, so what can you expect? Lots of disastrous events going on everywhere in the world. Crazy stuff. I mean, to be fair, I would go gun shooting and find the opportunity. Probably wouldn't gun people down, but what you gonna do? 6-year-old's gonna plan their murdering of teachers. If you can't prevent a 6-year-old, then how the foot, you know? Shotgun. What kind of shotgun? I assume it's not a spread barrel's not the word, but a slug, like a. Handguns are also concealed carry. Damn, you got a license for that? That's crazy. He's a fucking carrier. Cruiser, Battle Cruiser Online. Ooh, I know which one that is. Only from Call of Duty. AK-5? Yeah, wasn't that oh shit, that's pretty sick. Can you look at guns on Twitch? Is that allowed? Should be, right? Got the ACOG. Or for this called Älgstudsare out here over here. It's also very useful, both for hunting and, well, if needed, killing. I think any gun is good for killing. Okay, you just need you just need good aim. All right. So that's the user error. Damn, you do. That's sick. 12 gauge Smith and Wessons. Oh fucking hell. Wheezing. That's sick. You don't have one of these, do you? It's not an M&P 12. Like with this, that's crazy. It would cost a lot, I'd imagine. Maybe somewhere around the 17,000. Somewhere. $11.87. Super Mag. Ah, that's pretty cool. Looks very vintage. The style. Got polished wood and everything. I know what's this one. It's like an SMG, right? Submachine gun, kaboom. This is actually a gun. That's crazy. Nuts. Oh, okay, guys. I'm going to. Oh. I'm going to stop here. Yeah, appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. We can talk some guns some other time, yeah? Love you very much. Hope you have a good night. And, see you on the flippy whip. Later. Appreciate you too. We should play something soon. Good night.